Good morning, guys. Can you believe that it is June 15th? I mean, I'm recording this and outside it is cold and it is raining. But you know what? This gives us the perfect opportunity to get together and do a craft, right? Yep, it's nice and cool outside, so and it's been raining, so why don't we just come inside and we'll use some scissors and we'll color and we'll use some glue and we'll put together a craft. Do you guys know what day we're going to be celebrating in a couple of days? It'll be the next Sunday. Does anybody know what day we're celebrating? It's Father's Day. If you said Father's Day, then you know. And congratulations. If you didn't guess Father's Day, that's all right. Now you know. Father's Day is just right around the corner. And so what we have this week is we have a couple of crafts that are going to be some gifts that you can give to your father or a father figure. The first is this cool, nifty pop-out three-dimensional card. You can't really see the pop-out from the video, but there it is. It's a nice card that you can sign, you can color, you can decorate, and you can give to your dad, your dads. The other is, this may be familiar from last month when we made these for Mother's Day, right? And inside here, we're gonna just be putting together just some nice things or nice thoughts or things to think about for our fathers. So again, we're gonna be using scissors and glue and crayons for this craft project. So it's important that you bring, you have your parents with you or somebody to kind of be with you while you're using the scissors especially. Now, before we get into our craft, I want to read to you a Bible verse, and this is an encouraging Bible verse for me, and I hope it's an encouraging Bible verse for you as we celebrate and we remember and we say thank you to our fathers. It comes from the book of Deuteronomy, and that is in the Old Testament, Deuteronomy chapter 1, starting at verse 29. And it says this: "Then I said to you," and this is God speaking, "don't be terrified, don't be afraid of them. The Lord your God will go ahead of you. He will fight for you. With your own eyes you saw how he fought for you in Egypt. You also saw how the Lord your God brought you through the desert. He carried you everywhere you went, just as a father carries his child. And now you have arrived here." It's a powerful image of God as our Father carrying us through difficult times in our lives. Just like he did with the Israelites, he's reminding them, much like a father has carried his son or his child, God has carried his children through their difficulties. That's a powerful statement. It's a powerful reminder for us of just how good God is as our Father. So you'll notice, we'll get into our project now. You'll notice that you would have received a few different papers. All right. So the first one we're going to take a look at is for the greeting card. It's the card. I'm going to show you right here. There's 2 pages. Okay. One is, I'm just going to take this paper clip off. They look slightly different. One has an image that's more on what would be, if you're looking at it, on the right-hand side, and another image that's in the middle. What we're going to do first is, the easy part, is we're going to fold the page that has the image on the right-hand side. We're going to fold that page in half. Fold it in half. I believe this would be considered hamburger style. I don't know if they still use those terms, but here we are. Now we have our half sheet. It's almost done, but there's a few more things that we're going to do actually to complete this card. Now, as usual, I'm not going to be coloring in the pictures. That's something I would encourage you guys to take care of and do by yourself. But on the front it says Happy Father's Day, so decorate it up, make it look good. So set this one off to the side, and then you're going to pick up your second page, and it says super dad. All right, so there's going to be some cutting that's required with this. The first little bit of cutting that we're going to do is around the border, okay? You'll see some dotted lines around the border. We're going to go ahead and we can cut that out. You can actually cut right along where the black bold line is. You can cut right along there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can do it however you like. You can cut right along the dotted lines or right along the black line. I'm just going to cut right along that solid black line. And as I'm doing this, I'm just reminded of the many amazing things that God has brought me through. God as my Father, that He's brought me through. He's brought me through a variety of things, things that I can't even begin to express, that it was only by God's love and compassion and mercy. We're going to take a look real quick. Mr. Nathan actually put together this sample, and so you can see that it pops out a little bit, right? So there's a little bit of a method to this. We're going to actually cut out, not completely, but we're going to cut out basically the outline of this image with the exception of a couple of cuts right along the sides. So to start, we're actually just going to, and this you may need some help with an adult, but just puncture a hole, just push the scissors through, okay? Can't really see it, but you just push the scissors through a little bit, and then you'll notice if you look closely, there's some dotted lines around the image. So you'll go ahead and cut that out along the dotted lines from where you punctured that little hole. And that'll be your starting spot, and we're just going to take a minute, and I'm going to go through this and cut it out. It's a little tight. These are some big scissors, and my hands are a little bit bigger. But as we cut, we're just going to be, again, thinking about the different things that maybe there's some things that your dad or your father has brought you through, and they've helped you, and they've taught you things, and they've reminded you of different things in your life. How we should treat other people, how we should conduct our lives, how we should be faithful to God. There's so many things that we can do that can just remind us of just how good God is. And there's so many things that, so many people that God puts in our lives, including our fathers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and you can just, I'm sure that you've got some good ideas in your mind of and experiences and memories that you're thinking about or even talking about. I'd encourage you to talk about these things with your family. It's always encouraging to hear different stories. We'll go ahead and continue to cut. You're going to get to the other side, and you're not going to cut it completely. You're going to cut just along the dotted line, but not cutting completely down back this way, so that this middle image stays connected. It's kind of tough, and as I'm doing it, my hand is, I'm realizing that my hand is having a difficult time doing this. So definitely have somebody alongside with you to help you out during this time. All right, almost there, almost there. Hope you guys are having a good time so far. I know that summer is right around the corner. What are some plans that you guys have? Do you guys have any plans to go do anything? I know that many places are closed, and we want to make sure that we're being safe. But just are there different places that you guys are thinking about going? As a family. It's always a good time to, even if you're not able to go anywhere, there's a lot of things, and I'll say this because I think it's important, is there's a lot of things that can be done around the house. Maybe there's lawn care that can be taken care of. Perhaps there's projects that you've put off and you want to pick up again, or maybe you want to start for the first time. Just get excited about the summer. We're almost done cutting this out. All right, I think I'm almost there. And once I get there, I'm gonna again give you a close-up shot. And here's what we have. Now, you can kind of see, I'm gonna put my hand through. All right, now there's these two ends right here where my fingers are. You're not cutting all the way through. You're gonna leave that because we're gonna be actually putting that into the middle of our other page. The actual, it'll be the inside of the card. So what you're gonna do, and if you've watched these videos before, I'm sure you're familiar. We're just gonna use a little bit of glue on the outside, just on the border of our page that we have just cut. Don't put any on the middle of the area that you cut out partially. Don't put any glue. Make sure that the images are facing the same way, and you're going to place that right as centered as possible. I'll show you what I've done. Okay, that's what we have. Okay, there's 2 pages here. Now you're going to fold it again in half get a good, nice fold there, and then you're going to pop out. You can actually fold it up the opposite direction, inside of that part of the card. And this part of the card you're going to fold up. Okay, you'll fold it down, but then you can fold it up to get it looking like this. And you're going to close your card. And then when they open it up, wow! What an amazing card. Isn't that awesome? So you can go ahead and write a wonderful note to your dads or to somebody that's been like a dad to you. And you can go ahead and write that in there and give this card to them come Sunday. Now you'll notice that there is actually a second paper in here, and this is going to be actually, I said that it was some nice things to be said. This is actually a dad jokes little craft that we're gonna put together. So I'll give you an example. I'm gonna pick, there's different categories on here: happy, love, dad, and family. I'm gonna pick dad, D-A-D. I'm gonna pick a number, 3, 4, 1, or 2, and I'm gonna pick number 2. 1, 2, and then one more time, pick a number, 3, 4, 1, or 2, or 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm gonna pick number 4. And the joke or the question is, what did Dad say when driving in reverse? And he says, "Ah, this takes me back." I'm sure if there's dads out there listening, I'm sure they're cracking up right now. And if you're a kid and you're like, that was pretty lame, it's all good. They get better. So you'll go ahead and take your paper, and it's kind of hard to see, but this one, it's got like a big trophy in the middle, and it has those 4 categories in big bold letters: love, happy, family, and dad. You're gonna take your scissors, and there's a border that goes on the outside of this, this paper. You're just gonna cut along the lines. You're not gonna cut out any of the smaller shapes. You're gonna cut out, it's gonna be a square. So just cut on the outside of this border, and we'll get there in just a second. You were also given some instructions. The page has some instructions. For the picture, for the card, there are some instructions here if you're unable to follow along with the video. So you do have those instructions as well as me sharing how to do it. All right, I got one more cut here, and then we are going to do some folding. I'll go ahead and place this right over here. Now, first things first, we're going to go ahead and have our paper. I'm going to unfold Mr. Nathan's just so I have a good idea of what I'm doing. We'll go ahead and unfold unfold this, and then to begin folding this, we're going to lay it flat on the ground with the image facing us, facing up. First thing we're going to do is we are going to fold back. So we're starting with the facing up. We're going to lift up one side. I'm starting with the dad side, and I'm going to fold it back. So the image is going to go away from me. You see that? All right. Image is right there. The back side is the blank. And you're going to do that for the second section, family. You're going to fold it nice and try to get it as even as possible. Then you're going to fold up the next one, which says happy. Happy. All right. Happy. And finally, the last section says love. So what you're going to have is you're going to have kind of like an envelope looking piece of paper with the trophy on one side and then the big bold words on the other side. Next, what you're going to do, I'm going to fold Mr. Nathan's down. Okay. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to notice that there are some numbers on the side that says happy, family, dad, and love. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold back those numbers. Okay, so you're going to face the words towards you, and you're going to fold back the numbers. Okay, so it's going to look like this. The numbers are going to go in towards that trophy in the middle. Okay, we're going to do that for all 4 of those folds. Okay, there. It's number 2, number 3, and number 4. Now remember, this is going to be a gift for your dad or for whoever it is that you want to give it to. So hopefully they like jokes. Just keep that in mind. Okay, now we have all the numbers facing in, okay? And then we have these big bold words here in the middle on the opposite side. Now we're gonna actually face the words down, and the numbers are gonna be facing up, and we're gonna fold our paper in half, all right? This is thick paper, it's good paper, but it might be a little bit stiff. So what you're going to end up with is 2 words on the back side there, and then 2 words on this side here. Okay, you're going to have a nice fold down the middle there. You're going to open it back up and then fold it in the opposite direction. Okay, that's going to give you a nice cross, and we'll do it here. Fold, 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 fold. And fold, and fold, okay? That's Mr. Nathan's, gonna get it out there, all right? And finally, we're gonna have the finished product. And what you're gonna do, and it's kind of tricky, but you're gonna take your index finger and your thumb, and you're gonna put it into the 2 little pockets here, okay? Kind of tricky to see, but have it right there. And you're going to take your index finger and your thumb on your other hand and put it into the other 2 pockets. And you'll notice that it'll come together kind of like this. It looks like a mouth. All right? And it's got a bunch of jokes on it. All right? There's some great things in here. It's always good to laugh. It's always good to have a good time. So this gift can go to anyone. It's Father's Day, but give it to somebody. Give it to your dad. Give it to somebody that you think is going to enjoy some jokes. I hope you had a really good time enjoying this project. There's so many different things that we can be thankful for and to be reminded of from our Father. So It's my hope that this week that you would enjoy this project, you would put it together, and on Sunday, don't give it to them yet, but on Sunday you'll go ahead and present it to them, okay? If there's any questions that you have, you can go ahead and write in the questions, or you can stop the video and ask somebody that you think might know the answer, that you're around. Why don't we pray? Dear Jesus, thank you for today. Thank you that you love us. Thank you that you put fathers in our lives to be an example to us, to teach us things, to help us to learn and grow, and to most of all love you. And thank you for the example that you give us as God the Father. God, we know that we can come to you whenever we're concerned, whenever we're worried, whenever we aren't sure what direction to go. We know that you are our Father. And as the scriptures say, you carry us through. You carry us through the difficult times, and you're with us, and you're carrying us through the good times. We love you, and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.